Yeah, hey, this little tutorial is to show how to make Windows less suck, because there are a lot of questions, and yeah, I want to show some methods to change that. Yeah, first of all, I suggest that you download this little tool. It's a lot of better than Windows on mechanism. It's pretty easy to use. Yeah, what it does, I will show you. First of all, we need to download it. And that's it. So now we're gonna extract it. It doesn't matter if you place on a desktop or in any other location, you just need to execute it. So then you see this little tool. That's basically the same thing than Windows on update mechanism, but the difference is you can download and directly install every update or uninstall directly within this little tool here and hide updates. That's not so easy with the own tool from Microsoft. Yeah, so this little button is for checking for updates. Normally, if you haven't installed anything, then you probably see a lot of updates here, which you can select. It looks like this. Yeah, you see a little bit. They are coming pre-installed here, but you see a little checkbox, and yeah, of course you can select or unselect them. And theoretically you could uninstall them. Just use a little bit the garbage can icon. But I leave them by default. There's no reason to do this, and that's here the most important part, because Windows Update doesn't allow you to hide updates. It's not possible. So you can, I will show you. You can, if you have an update you don't want, then you just select the update and press this little H icon. It will disable your update, and then you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, you see I have now 5 hidden updates. And you see my entire Windows update history. There is not much because I recently reinstalled Windows. Yeah, and another important thing is normally you get your updates automatically delivered, and maybe you want to change that. Then you can disable it or change it to any other mode here. It's pretty much self-explained, because notification you get a little pop-up from your Action Center. Yeah, download only. It will automatically in the background download the update, but not install it right now, because it's every day at 10 PM. Then you get another pop-up if you want to install it or not. Yeah, offline mode is you entirely block Windows Update, which I not recommend. Better use the disabled mechanism and search manually. You see if you change something here, Windows gets immediately a notification. Yeah, I recommend if you did a drive update that you use disabled, because otherwise if there's a new update it automatically download and try to install it even over your current driver. Yeah, that's it for the Windows Update mechanism. Yeah, then there's another thing. If you search for driver, there's another page. It's called the station driver. It's a pretty good page. There are a lot of new drivers and updates over here. It's a French page, but every download is clean. There are tons of options. You can search for your drivers manually or get a list with a bunch of drivers. It doesn't really matter which option you choose, you can always search for an update. Let's say you want Intel chipsets, then you can type it in. And it will search for you. Yeah, the page is pretty self-explaining. It's all about the drivers on this page. Yeah, and maybe you want to customize a lot of stuff in Windows, like disabling one drive or such. Then you can go to this page. It's a project on GitHub. It's called Toggle Tweaker. So you might can or want to download it, but you can't see any download button directly here. You need to press the green one, select download, download it. I will post the link pages in the description, so don't worry. Extract it here. You need to extract it to the same drive than Windows, otherwise you might get an error. Then when you try to start it, you see a little welcome screen. And then you just press enter. Or simply execute it. It automatically searches for updates. Yeah, you can't really change layout because it's not designed for anything. So in case you fucked it up like me, then you just need to reset it. Yeah, and you get a bunch of options here. It's all for free. It's a lot better than any tools because yeah, you see direct the source code, so there's nothing can be hide or can be infected in the first place because you see what it does. It's pretty easy to use. Yeah, and here you can customize a lot of stuff. I already did a lot of stuff and changed a lot of things, but normally you'll not see anything green. You only see the buttons, and then you can click or press the numbers 1 to 10. It will change your settings immediately. Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. It's almost self-explaining. Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. It's for free, of course. You can use it at any time. There's also an important option to back up everything, which I highly suggest. It's really necessary, otherwise you might fuck up your entire system. It's under Tweaker settings, and then you see this screen. You can always, which would be the best option, restore point, or you can give the developer a little bit feedback through the forum or via email. That's pretty easy. Or you can change a little bit on settings, how the script will be executed. The little pop-up on the screen can be disabled. You can see the change log. Yeah. Yeah, you need to run it as administrator, otherwise you can't remove anything. That's kind of normal. Yeah, you can use this the same way as you use Windows, just by clicking it. It's pretty easy to use. It's a pretty neat tool. I think it's better than any other unknown tools you can find on the internet. You even could, if you have a key, activate your Windows, but you need your key. I can demonstrate it, of course. Yeah, you can, for example, hide, uninstall, or configure Microsoft Edge. That's the new browser. The same goes for the new volume control, battery, and a lot of other stuff. Yeah, Edge is pretty easy to use. If you click on the Telemetry button, there are only two options to go to the specific threads. I can click on it, so it will automatically redirect you to this topic. There are tons of ways which shows you how to disable it. It's pretty easy to use, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar like the script, but it shows directly what it does. You can disable a lot of integrated stuff. Or if you really want no connections to any Microsoft address, they are all listed over here. You can add this to your host that's located under, just press Windows and R. It's under C, Windows, System, 32, drivers. It's here. Probably read only, so you need to right click on it and change, uncheck this, read only. So I did this. Then you can open it with your text editor, it doesn't matter which one. I use Notepad++. So mine looks like this. I already added a lot of stuff. So you basically simply copy and paste this. And insert it here. And then once you have done, press strong and S. It will save your file. And then you basically blocked all Windows services like MSN and some Skype ads, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's another tool called install one tweak. You can download it over here. It's mentioned in the same thread. Yeah, it's not really a huge tool, so the download should be fast. Once you have done, you can extract it to C in whatever folder you like. I call it just T. Extract it. And then you need to open your CMD. As administrator, otherwise you have no access. And navigate to it, like I do. Oh, yeah. So now we're here. If you want to execute the tool, you'll see how you use it. Yeah, you can ignore it. You just can use the question mark and then you get the syntax how to use it. But I will show, don't worry. And it's pretty easy to use. Just need to write syntax and then you can almost uninstall everything. And I really mean everything. Yeah, the basic syntax is this one. Yeah, the package name is the name you want to remove the apps. There are some examples over here if you want to disable Windows Defender, then you can copy and paste them like I do. And then you have your first up to uninstall. I already did that, that's why it shows already okay. Yeah, or if you want to uninstall on the drive, it totally removed the entire package. Yeah, again, I already did this, otherwise you see a little yellow button which shows proceed. It's pretty easy to use, it's self-explaining. Yeah, about the geolocation, if you not use this, or you not need any app which get access to it, and just uninstall it. The syntax is always the same. You only need to replace your package. Yeah, if you want to disable the entire telemetry package, do the same. Yeah, you can remove Cortana or the search entirely using another start menu. If you want another start menu, then try this tool. It's pretty easy to use. It's only around the $3, or you can of course use the trial first. It's pretty easy to use. Yeah, I already did all of this, and then you see this. You can right click on it and select properties. Then you get another screen here, which is a configuration page. It's really easy to use, the options are self-explaining. Yeah, you can, for example, on right, then just click on don't display and apply, and you see it's gone. And they have tons of options. There are a lot of free tools like Classic Shell that would be this tool. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You can download it, it's mentioned here, or just click download and install it. Yeah, it's so easy to use. There are some advanced apps which aren't good to uninstall, otherwise you cannot boot anymore. But you need to test it. Just create a restore point. And then if something happens, just type msconfig and select save boot, and then you boot directly into the safe mode, which always, even if you remove one of the package, it always should be boot, no matter what. Yeah, the tool is pretty easy to use, it's free. Yeah, it's you see a lot of options and stuff. It's more matter of taste. You can tweak your interface. Yeah, my layout is fucked up again. Yeah, there's nothing much to show. Green means you already used this tweak, or you are enabled. And red means you doesn't have it enabled. It changed automatically the color. Yeah, there's a lot of useful stuff you can change. Yeah, but again, matter of taste. Yeah, you also can search, but the search is currently a little bit broken. Don't worry, you almost can change everything back how it was. Or again, just create a restore point before you start with everything. Yeah, it's really easy to use. Yeah, and again you can see whatever it changed directly. It's so easy to use. Yeah, there are a lot of inputs just for the layout. It's a little bit too OP, but yeah, you see directly source code here. Yeah, and you can search for it. For example, game mode again. And then you see the code, what it really changed. It basically just changed this one. Here you see this is practical the entry which is triggered to 0 or 1, which is now 1. Yeah, it's so easy to debug if you have any problems. Yes, there's not really any magic behind. It's pretty easy. Here you can manage your accounts, there's also no problem. That's easy. Yeah, what can I show next? I haven't really prepared myself for this, so I try to improvise. Yeah, there's also a little bit a pretty good tool to tweak your Windows own firewall, which I use. It's this one. It's not free, there's a free version, but it's very limited. So I use the cloud version. That's this one. And then it lists all your program files, and you can open the file location to navigate to it. And it asks if it wants some internet connection, and you see if you enable everything, then it means it not really filters something. Or if you just want to allow access to your web browser zones. The zones are controlled here. You can change it. Yeah, I've forgotten to use my key, so I can't really show something. Yeah, you can change almost everything here. Sometimes if you haven't registered it, sometimes it shows a pop-up, sometimes not. It's a little bit weird or bugged, but it's a good graphical user interface for your applications, what you can see here. Yeah, I haven't much apps installed since I recently reinstalled Windows. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the user is a little bit bugged, and you can enable or disable this one. Normally your user account is shown, but for whatever reason it isn't listed here. Maybe it's a bug. And you can almost block everything. It works similar like your host block list, but you can work with syntax. Yeah, here we go. So it basically checks every domain for these keywords, and you can enable or disable it, which means allow or not allow this. Yeah. There are some pre-created rules which you can use, or just right click and click it, and you can disable the entire rule. There's this little button, and then it simply ignores everything, and then you see no icon here, which means this rule is now ignored no matter what. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You can change the tiles here because it's forced. You need to use this view. You can only edit rules. I don't know why this is done this way, but okay. There you see what's blocked or allowed here. You can filter this for your connections, and there's also documentation. It really explains everything. Yeah, the agent is just for your router setup. If you have or if you use a remote computer, then this one will be enabled automatically. You need to change anything on that. Yeah, the connection shows basically the same like this one. Let's start. It's almost the same, it just only shows which application use which IP, but the rest is almost the same. Yeah, it shows Discord is connected right now. Of course, my OBS, my OpenVPN. Yeah, it's really pretty easy to use. Yeah, I highly recommend to use this program. It's really worth the money. It's not so expensive. I guess 30 bucks for the plus version. Yeah, it was around 30. Yeah, 25 bucks, that's pretty much okay for the license. It's lifetime license, so every time an update comes out, you don't need to worry about anything. It's easy to use. You can change your language or your currency. It's 25 bucks for me. There also exists a coupon code. Maybe you can use this one to get a little bit on discount. Yeah, it's really easy to use. There's not really any magic behind all this. Yeah, the other option is it points you to another forum post, which even shows video tutorial. This basically shows how to block every connection with this firewall here. But normally there's not really much you need to block. Just look at the Windows own files. But this tool already comes with pre-installed rules. There's nothing you need to respect here. Yeah, of course you can do it manually. I've created a repository for this. This my only works for Windows 7 till Windows 10. It's not really done yet, but there are tons of tweaks. You can enable or disable the action center, that's this annoying bar. Again, I've recently installed Windows 10, so it's pretty much everything's how you get Windows. Yeah, there are a lot of tweaks. They are explained. There are some tweaks which are not easy to understand, so it's you get an additional description within a tweak. Yeah, it basically does the same like this tool, but benefit here is you get a better graphical user interface, and it's probably a little bit better to use for now. Yeah, there are tons of tweaks, and you again can every time check if there's an additional connection to Windows if you use netstart command. Use this command and then you see every connection, which doesn't show much for me because I'm only connected to OBS. You don't really need to care about listening. It's just the basic connection and it waits for some input. Yeah, you'll not really see any domain names, so it's, in my opinion, a little bit useless. It would be a lot better to see the domains, so you could add them to your hosts file or AdGuard, which brings me to the next point. In a tool I suggest is AdGuard. It's this little tool here. Yeah, it blocks the connection. You see this little screen here. It's the tool how it looks. You also get tons of options here. Benefit from using AdGuard and your host list is it really truly blocks everything, even encrypted ad trackers, which is a thing because you can't block a lot of things via Windows own host list. So just use this tool. Yeah, you can hide your IP, you can block your location, so no matter what, the website can't read your location, or only a wrong one. You can filter almost every application, but you really need to be careful because some applications might not work anymore after you enabled it, like Origin. If you have, for example, installed Origin, then don't block it. Yeah, there's a parent control here. That's basically the same like the Windows one. And there are a lot of additional add-ons. You can install scripts or uninstall something. Yeah, but there's a documentation here direct on the web page if there are some questions. You see their benefits. I guess this tool is around 25 bucks for a lifetime, or 45. Oh, it's right now on sale. Yeah, 22, that's pretty cool. But lifetime is a little bit more expensive, but also right now on sale, so you can use this one. Yeah, it's a pretty neat tool. I also use it. I don't really need or trust any antivirus program because I don't see any benefit over blocking the entire domain. So no matter what, the malware can't even connect. Yeah, that's pretty much my setup right now. You even could block your domains with your router. That's also possible, but not with every router, so you will need to Google or find out it yourself. That's 5-minute research. Shouldn't be any problem. Yeah, and of course, if you want a secure browser, I suggest Chromium. It's pretty much the same like Chrome, but without the Google part. Yeah, there are tons of options. You can use a stable version, that would be this one, or a developer version, that would be this section. And if you hover with your mouse over the description, it shows a little pop-up what was changed or removed. It's also explained here, but it's too much for the stream right now. Yeah, I like the tools. Cat itself isn't. It was open source, but they closed it. So I really recommend you buy it. And again, if you want to remove the packages, then just look at this page and check what you want to remove. Defender, OneDrive. It's pretty easy to use. But I will show once again. So I need to open your CMD as admin. Of course, first of all, you need the tool. It's not big, so it's pretty fast to download. So it's done downloading. Just need to extract it to whatever you want. I take it on C. I already did that here. So ensure you use your CMD as admin, otherwise it will not work. So I will do this right now. I'm lazy, just copy the name, execute it, and then you see the entire syntax. So you really can remove everything like Defender or Cortana or whatever you want. This is the syntax for uninstalling every app. You just need to replace the package name. The examples given. Yeah, for example, OneDrive. Just copy it. And yeah, you see a little bit pop up, a little processing screen. It shows okay if everything was removed, and that's how you truly remove every package. It's not it not even hides something. It truly removes everything. Yeah, you can do the same with the examples here. If there's some telemetry, you can remove that and just copy the name. Yeah, it's already removed. Normally you see a little bit yellow and it wants to download some scripts to get the ownership to access the files. And if everything is okay, then that means the package was removed. Yeah, it's pretty easy. If you want a current list what packages are installed on your system, then you need to use this command. And then you get another file which is called packages, which shows your currently installed packages. Then for example you could search for Cortana. It's not installed. I already removed everything which is related to Telemetry, OneDrive, Defender, because I not want or like Defender. I not really trust any antivirus program. But let's say we want to remove QoS because I not use that. Then again, just copy the package name. And it takes some time, then it shows okay. And that's how you remove QoS. Which is pretty useless anyway because your router can handle your traffic. So remove that. And that's really how to remove the crap you not want. But you really need to be careful. You can fuck up the entire system if you not know what is removable. You might get an error or something. So use this list to, if you don't know what to remove or what's safe to remove. Don't worry, I will post every link in the description so you can do this yourself. Yeah, these packages are pretty much good to go if you want to remove them. And if you want to check if there's any connection left, you can always use Netstart. That's Microsoft's own tool. Just execute it and you see what connections are right now present. You not really need to care about listening because listening is just to look up. 135 is just for NetBIOS. You can disable this because it could be a hole by going to your internet connection and go to IP version 4, properties, advanced, and then you can disable it. You need to do this for each interface, and then the 135 port is closed automatically because this is net port. I will do this. You can do this for every interface, no matter what. Yeah, I already did this now. Yeah, that's pretty much how you remove that. It's pretty easy. Yeah, you don't see my IP, so don't even try to hack me. Yeah, but you only need to care theoretical about these connections. But if you really want to see what domains or what app and what domain really is connect, I suggest you use Fiddler. That's a tool to inspect your traffic. So you truly can see if there's Cortana left or if there's another app left. This is pretty easy to use. Block the page. Yeah, that's the tool itself. I'm too stupid to find the download button right now. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, you not need to fill in this, you just can download it. Or fake it, whatever you want. Yeah, it's pretty easy to use, you can download it, it's for free. We will do this right now to demonstrate it. Yeah, let me change this. So it's done downloading it. It's pretty slow today. Yeah. So once you have done this, you can open it. Yeah, I'm too lazy. So this is the executable. Yeah, this one is a warning because the Windows apps which needs another tool. So we have done now this. There's a Windows config button. So now you see that there are some additional apps on my PC here. You will normally see a lot of more apps. Which needs to be checked, and then you need to save it, otherwise you can't see the traffic from these apps because there are special filters required, otherwise they never appear here. So I've done all this. Oh, this layout is a lot of better now. Yeah, you see what app is currently using my internet. You see the domain names. So you theoretically can block it with your host file or with AdGuard. I will show this. So if you want to block a specific domain, you could create your own rule. Yeah, here we go. It's here, and then you could type in the URL you want to block. Yeah, I stream to some services, so it's no wonder that this appears here. But the benefit over NetStart is you see which progress uses which domain or is connected to which domain. So if any background app would be running, then you would see it right now here, but you see only Chrome, OBS, that's my streaming tool, and Discord is connected to several domains. You can copy and paste the domain URL. Yeah, just URL, and then you can paste it in here. Yeah, that was a big fail. Yeah, that's it. Then you can create your filters. Well, I will not block this because that's my service I stream to. But that's how it works. And the Windows method would be to navigate to your host file. Yeah, it's this file, and then you could add it here at the end or whatever place you like. Yeah, 443 only indicates that this is encrypted traffic. Which means the connection to the server is secured. Yeah, you not really need to care about if it's 0 or 127. The prefix is just for Windows, so it only indicates if this is a Windows services running or an external app. So that's basically our setup. Yeah. Yeah, of course you can track every application or any progress. Just let's say I want to track AdGuard. Then you can pick a window. Just press this and go to this window. Then it only shows traffic which is caused by this application. It has number 5200. Then you need to wait a little bit if there's any connection. Yeah, there's nothing much I can show here because this tool normally never connects to the internet itself, because it creates a tunnel between your router and the program itself, so it's encrypted within this string. So you can't even inspect this. That's why it's not appearing on this list. Yeah, this tool is pretty cool and free. So you even can inspect or almost inspect everything what's going on your PC. Yeah, there's some. The interface is a little bit, in my opinion, not the best. Yeah, you can configure your own traffic or channel. Yeah, there are tons of options here. I can show everything, but it's self-explaining. I can't find the options right now. Yeah, that might be also important if you want to only show the current connection. Really check that you disable the cage. If not, you might see already experienced connections, or it results on 304. Then you need to check this one. Yeah, you see that Microsoft still wants or tries to connect for whatever reasons. You see that this executable is trying to constantly connect to their servers. So you can add this. And then again, open your hosts folder. And add the domain. As shown, it's not even in my list, so I totally forgot this. And now it's blocked. So it's truly blocked now. We can check this. It should be get a timeout now. You see it's not changing anything. And within the body header you see how many data it was sending to Microsoft, which is now 0. Yeah, you can fake your user again if you try to, for example, get traffic behind your smartphone. For example, if you connect to your smartphone and want only capture the traffic which goes right to your smartphone. If you want to decrypt the HTTPS, then you need to really check this, otherwise it not shows anything. It's not even appears in the capture list. So you need to trust them and install their root certification, which I will do right now. Yes. Yeah, there are some capture options, but they don't really matter. You can change your default tools with this. I will change mine to a notepad now. That's now done. The font looks a little bit ugly. So here we go. So we see here, 0 connections. You might need to open some apps and maybe Windows Update, which shows then a lot of more connections, because I not have opened anything which is currently connected to Microsoft. As you can see, there are not much connections now. They are closed immediately. Let's open the settings and see what happens. Yeah, nothing. That's pretty good so far. So we did a good job. Yeah, what can I show next? Yeah, of course, if you want to reinstall Windows and want to or want to waste a lot of time removing every package manually, you can do this with a tool I will show. That's this little tool. It currently has no graphical user interface, but it's planned. It works with Windows 7 and later. I need to download the whole package. There's a user guide here. Because I can't show this too much for one stream. Maybe I will show over several streams, I don't know. Yeah, that's basically how you use the tool. You get a similar screen like the toggle trigger script, which is this one. So you see this little screen and then a fly. And then you get several options. You basically mount your Windows files and then it tries to remove the packages you want to delete, like in my case Defender. It's pretty self-explaining how to use the tool. There's some guidance, you only need to press 1 till 8. If you have the ISO, you could just give them the ISO and try to extract the packages. Which would look exactly like this. Yeah, you see that there is the Vim, which is necessary for the package removal. You see that there's mounted Windows 10, the Pro version. And then you get several options. Here you see the language, the install type, it's client, it's not any enterprise version, it's the normal Pro version. And then you see basically the same window like I already showed. And then it shows if it's suggest or not. Yeah, after you're done, you need to copy your files to, for example, an USB drive, and then you can boot from it. The ISO will be, or the files are a lot bigger even if you removed a lot of crap. That's because the compression will be changed. It's around 1 GB bigger than normal. The normal Windows image is 3.3 GB, so it will be around 4.5. So you can't even burn it on DVD, so you really need to use a USB stick. And it makes a little bit life easier because you can change the files at each point and you not need to waste another DVD. Yeah, that's how it looks like. And if you want to change the boot files, then you need to go to the boot folder. There you get several options. I can show this right now. To, for example, the efsboot.com is if you have a traditional BIOS which you want to boot from, then you can select this. or if you're on UEFI, then go into the Microsoft boot folder and you see an efisys.bin file. That's for booting from UEFI. It's pretty easy. Yeah, what can I show next? There's nothing much left. You got the basic tools, you can remove everything now. Yeah, we have installed a program to see our traffic. Yeah, you see nothing much is connected right now to the internet. Of course, a lot of Google for some advertising, which is pretty kind of normal. I figured out you can't block this because it seems that OBS needs some advertising for whatever reasons. I haven't figured out that. Yeah, of course Twitch, because I stream to Twitch right now. Yeah, you can leave this on for, let us say, 48 hours. Use your normal programs like every day, and then you see if there's some spying or not. By the way, it doesn't really help to switch back to Windows 7 because it's even more worse with Windows 7. You get a lot of updates which also trying constantly to connect to some telemetry services, and in 2 years and 3 years there's no support for Windows 7 anymore. You see here Windows wanted to connect to settings/win.data.microsoft.com, but that's not really a telemetry services. The thing is, some would ask me why you just not only block the entire executable. The thing is, if you're really gonna do this, a lot of stuff will be blocked, which are required for Windows updates, for your root certificates. You'll probably see a lot of errors then if you try to connect to secured pages. That's not immediately, but after 1 year or so. Really is depending on how old the certificates are, can get. Mostly around 1 year, maybe 2 years. Yeah, that's pretty much my basic setup for now. Yeah, you only see that OBS is constantly trying to connect to sources. But to be honest, I blocked the most stuff already within my router. So it's not really a surprise that there isn't much to show here. It would be a surprise if there are a lot of things going on here. Yeah, that's all kind of normal. Yeah, just let it run 48 hours and then see if there are a lot of connections to Microsoft. Yeah, of course, if you have if you're in the insider program, it of course wants to connect to Microsoft. That's maybe another point I need to mention. It tries to connect every 48 hours, wants to Microsoft to send feedback back. But if you block this, then you probably never get any insider builds. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm pretty sure the updates are on the same server. So there's nothing much here we can see, which is good. If I open my browser and go to another page, then you immediately see that it also wants to connect to PayPal and other subdomains. So you even can identify if there are some malware domains or not. Yeah, it's pretty easy to use in my opinion. There's nothing much right now I could show. And again, I am behind a VPN, so there shouldn't be any spying domains, because the provider itself already tries to block as much as possible. Yeah, you see a lot of Twitch connection, because I have a browser add-on which tries to get updates. Yeah, the description of the tools and what they can and not can do is already given the description within the forum links. But I almost test every tweak and they are safe to go. There's nothing much you can fuck up with this. No, not really, not really. Normally, if you do something which isn't mentioned, then it's at your own risk. Yeah, there are a lot of other tools, but I not recommend using them. It's too risky, too dangerous, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you see a lot of things which are more or less for expats. You don't need to care about them. Just ignore the tabs. You not need to fuck with this. Yeah, you theoretically can even inspect if the package are validated or not, but that's too complicated for today. Maybe I will explain this later or in another stream. But just select the statistic tab, that's pretty much good to go. And that's pretty much my setup. I think that you don't need any antivirus program if you block anywhere every malware domain. So no matter if any application or app wants to connect to something, it can even pass through your router, which is in my opinion the first line of defense, and not any shitty program. And then another thing is they might also collect data, because they're always connected to the cloud. They're scanning your files and whatever. You never know because it's encrypted. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I can show for right now. Yeah, there are a lot of tricks, I already mentioned this. Yeah, I don't know. What can I show next? Yeah, there are some applications itself like Discord which are spying, but there's already some tutorials how to remove this. Was ich zeige. Ja, zum Beispiel wie man Windows dazu bringt, weniger Telemetrie an Microsoft zu senden. Was ich eigentlich schon getan habe, und jetzt bin ich am Überlegen, was ich noch zeigen kann. Ja. Ja, Discord sendet auch relativ viel an die Server. Das wäre vielleicht ein Thema fürs nächste Mal. Nicht für heute. Ja, wir sehen hier schon wieder that Microsoft constantly trying to connect to these domains. But we already blocked this, so don't worry about this. And the rest is pretty much normal. Ja, das ist über die Webcam. Ich habe mein System neu aufgesetzt, deswegen ist es heute etwas beta-mäßig. Wie man hier schön sehen kann, ist es alles Default. Alle Standard-Settings. Yeah, but we already blocked almost every entry, and I showed most stuff for today. Maybe I do another part 2 or something, to block specific applications like Discord or something, but that really would be its own tutorial. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for hanging out, and we see us tomorrow.